Achieving a natural hair restoration takes a fair amount of time. It's a very precise procedure. It takes, for a full hairline restoration, almost an entire day of labor on behalf of myself and our technicians in harvesting the hair, designing the hairline, placing the hairs, and making sure that everything is positioned exactly right to give the most natural result. Adding hair restoration to my practice was really the sort of the missing piece. We had a really great thing going for other aspects of the aging process or cosmetic changes that people wanted to achieve in their face and neck. But having hair allows us to really offer a full complement of services for improvements in the appearance of the head and neck region. Probably the greatest change that has occurred in hair restoration over the past few years was the advent of follicular unit extraction, where we're using individual follicular units, meaning a hair or two hairs or three hairs sometimes, with their little piece of skin and artery and vein and nerve, are extracted directly from the scalp and transplanted as a unit, rather than removing a large piece of scalp and then taking pieces of scalp and transferring those. This gives, number one, a much more natural looking result, but then number two, a quicker recovery for most patients because they don't have to deal with a larger wound. And there's not, potential complications with healing in the back of the scalp. So, with follicular unit extraction hair restoration, we're able to place hair grafts individually and vary the density as well as the angle at which the hairs are placed in the skin. This allows us to do interesting things with the front of the hairline as well as more esoteric things like brow or beard transplantation. In fact, hair restoration has become such a part of our practice now that we have a dedicated procedure room with the NeoGraft machine and all of our supplies that can be used exclusively by myself and our technicians for hair restoration cases. Hair restoration follow-ups typically are about 2 to 3 weeks after the procedure and then every 3 months for a year. During that time, many patients will be using some topical products or taking some prescription medications to help with the hair growth process, and we are able to speak to them on the phone and check in routinely. The wow factor in hair restoration really takes place almost a year after the procedure is done. Typically, patients will experience a pretty quick healing phase after the treatment, but it takes quite a while for the hairs to really become active and to grow. Generally, by the time we're looking at 12-month follow-up pictures, patients really are pretty elated by the change that they see.